Today I am going to review the Nabla Dreamy palette after 1 week of use, plus my first impression and swatches with it. So if you want to see a palette where most of the shades are so pigmented they make the rest of my face look black and white, stay tuned. And if you like this video, don't forget to thumbs up me and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Cue the intro. Loving ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between. My name is Mia and welcome to my virtual vanity. Today what I want to show you is the Nabla Dreamy palette, which in just 1.5 weeks since I've got it has become my holy grail, the light of my eyes, the love of my makeup collection. It was so worth it. It was worth the splurge. So in this video, I am going to show you the following. I'm going to give you my opinion on the palette itself. I'm going to show you some arm swatches on my Payless arm right here. And I'm going to show you this look that I've done with it. It's a basic ass pink look. Very easy. You're gonna have a very easy time with it. I hope you'll enjoy it. Let's get started. Okay, so the Nabla Dreamy palette is from the brand Nabla, obviously, which is an indie Italian eyeshadow brand. I'm gonna link their socials below, including the social of the creator of the palette, Mr. Daniele Makeup, which has a YouTube channel. The shades are like this. You have 4 mattes. Actually, no, 5 mattes. I'm lying. 5 mattes and 7 shimmers. You have purple tones, rose tones, and a few neutrals for good measure, including a very beautiful white shimmer. Now, the mattes have a bit of powder kickback, but not a lot. Certainly not ABH levels. The shimmers are not chunky, they're actually very buttery. And everything in this palette is incredibly, but I mean incredibly pigmented. The mattes are very easy to blend, and the shimmers apply great with both a what's it called? A brush. With both the brush and your finger. If you're a makeup heathen like me, I love to use my fingers. Oh god, that was so dirty. Just forget I said that. Please forget I said that. Anyway, let's get to swatching. So I'm going to begin first row, second row, bottom row, just so we know. Okay, this is Immaculate, which is a shimmery white. As you can see, this is a beautiful white with a gold shimmer. If you're my skin tone or warmer, this would be a beautiful all over the lid shade. Just put some mascara on and you'll look like you put in way more effort than you actually did. I'm gonna continue with Illusion, Vanitas, and Delirium. Did I mention how much I love these names? This is Illusion, which is a matte brown. Most people would use this as a crease shade, just as a default. Then we have a Vanitas. There it is. Beautiful pink with a golden sheen. Delirium, which is a bit powdery and patchy, and it's way more purple in the pan than it is right now over here. I have the second row, which is Byzantine, Sistina, Metal Cupid, and Inception. This is Byzantine, which is an holy shit, which is a very appropriate name because look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Sistina, which is a matte pink. Metal Cupid, which is a slightly more purple pink, as you can see, just a bit colder, and Inception, which is a purple shimmer. How gorgeous. The fourth row now, Senorita, Rose Gold, Lullaby, and Dogma. We have Senorita over here, a matte hot pink, which seems a bit less pigmented than it actually is in the pan, but with a shade such as this, I think it's actually for the better. I still wish it would have matched what it's in the pan, but I'll accept it. Rose Gold, which I have all over the lid. There it is. It's beautiful. It's a bit more of a pinkish gold, as the name suggests. Lullaby, a matte, kind of neutral color. It leans a bit purple on my skin tone. Then Dogma, which is the darker shade, and it's a dark, cold matte brown.
5 minutes later.
Hello guys, zoomed in Mia here. I've got my base on already without my eyebrows, and I'm ready to do my eye look using the Nabla Dreamy palette, which I have over here. I plan to do yet, but here we are. Okay, so taking a very fluffy blending brush, it doesn't matter the brand, it just matters that it's a fluffy with this type of more thinned out, aired out bristles, so you'll be able to blend the creased color. I'm gonna take Sistina from the palette, which is this pinkish rose. It's a matte. Ooh, a bit of powder kickback. Okay, let's begin. I'm gonna lightly blend this out as a crease shade. Just very lightly, just blending it out. Let's see, let me check the mirror. This is one eye, the other. It's a bit awkward doing my makeup like this, in looking in the screen, in the camera of the phone. Okay, let's put a second layer because I've been very light-handed. I'm gonna try and take it a bit out. This is a good for almond shaped eyes. It makes them even more almond shaped. For rounder eyes, it makes them almond shaped themselves instead of more round. If you wanted a more round shape, you should stop right about here and not wing it out. Next eye. It's very annoying that the white balance is so off, because here it looks a bit washed out, but in my mirror it's absolutely stunning. I'm gonna keep blending. Okay. Maybe next time I'm gonna try and film the mirror and not my own face. That could work. Okay, let me see. Are they equal? This needs a bit more blending. Yep, we're fine. Okay. I am gonna use my finger because I am a heathen, and I'm gonna take Rose Gold, which is this one, and put it over the lid. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh my god, gorgeous. I mean, honestly, if you wanted a very simple eye look, you could stop right here. Just this crease shade and this on the lid. Make sure to tap very well. Okay, I'm gonna take a smaller brush and unite Sistina up and put it down here as well. Where are you? This is also quite fluffy, but it's less fluffy than the blending to be. I do want this to be a bit aired out. Okay. There we go. Ow. actually stuck it in my eye because I'm an idiot. Let's try and deepen this look up. Clean brush, this time smaller, more precision. I'm gonna take Senorita, which is this pink over here, and put it in the outer V and a bit into the crease. Just a tad, not very much. Just a wee bit. Reminds me a bit of the modern Renaissance pinks. That same kind of tone, just a tidbit warmer. Okay. How does it look? It looks fine in the mirror. Let's hope it looks fine in video too. Then using this tip, which usually is more of a concealer tip, I'm gonna take Dogma, which is over here, this cold brown shade. Use it to line my lower waterline. Actually no, not the waterline, the lower lid, and I'm gonna put it a bit more in the corner for more depth. I would have usually preferred darker brown for this, but this works just very lightly. We don't want it to overpower the other shade. There we go. The other eye. Slowly. And now we're gonna highlight the inner corner with Immaculate. Okay, I'm gonna take a bit on my finger. As you can recall, I am very much a heathen. Just blend it out. Okay, then on the other eye, there we go. Okay, a bit on the eyebrow area. This is the final look. Let's put some mascara on, blush and highlight and lipstick. Okay, so I did my eyebrows and eyelashes off camera because otherwise I would have just poked my eye out, because my eyesight really is terrible. I have -6 in myopia. That means that if you are this far apart from me, I start not seeing your features very well, but you know, I make do. I sometimes use echolocation. Using a fluffy blush brush, whichever one you prefer. You don't need to buy certain brushes, I ain't about that life. Just take your favorite pinky tone blush, whichever you think would fit well with this. I think this one might be too cold, but we're going with it. This is the Pupa Marbled blush in 001, and it looks like this. Just lightly add it on. I like baked blushes the best because they give you a beautiful lit glow from within. And it really doesn't matter the skin tone. If you have a darker skin tone, you just have to make sure they have a warmer base and not a cold base like this, unless you're a cold tone yourself. I'm gonna highlight with the Maria Ayora Illuminator. This is one I've got from AliExpress. I'm gonna do some AliExpress makeup finds soon, so keep posted for that video. This one is really pretty, you're gonna see. There we go. Yes. Help Mama glow. I like to extend my highlight to half of my cheekbone because I don't have a very prominent bone structure, so that kind of helps. A bit on the nose. There are some people that say that excessive highlighting is going to get out of fashion, but to those I say it's my constitutional right to glow like a fairy queen and leave me the fuck be. Let me be a light bulb. As for lipstick, I'm gonna go with this Maybelline Natural Rosewood 670, and it looks like this. I really do love it. It's a very hydrating formula. And this is it. This is the final look. I'm gonna powder a bit off camera and I'm gonna return with impressions and conclusions.
1 week later.
So it's been a week since I filmed the footage you saw before, and I've been using this palette a lot, so now I'm able to give you my final review of it. So per total, I would give this palette a 9 out of 10. Almost all of the shades perform beautifully and are very true to pan. Keyword almost, because this one shade over here, this glittery purple, is a mess. It's a glittery, patchy, messy, fallouty ruin of a shadow, and yeah, you need a creamy base to make it work. Preferably a black base, because then the glitter really pops out on your lid. If you have a glitter glue, even better. I've had pretty okay-ish results using the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Black Bean with it as a base, but I think a glitter glue would work even better. As for the rest of the shimmers, I found that they work better when used with a finger and not with a brush. If you're icky about using your fingers during makeup, you can use one of those what are they called?
5 minutes later.
In a sponge tip, yeah, in a sponge. You can use a sponge tip applicator for these types of shades, but I prefer using my fingers. It helps with blending and everything else. Why do my eyes look uneven as fuck? I do not get it. Anyway, the mattes perform beautifully. They blend easily. You can use them with a brush, no problem. I actually almost never use mattes with a finger. As for the performance of the other shades, my favorites are definitely Immaculate, Vanitas, and Rose Gold. Byzantine is a beautiful all over the lid shade. I actually have it on my lids right now. Sistina and Senorita are both incredibly pigmented. I actually prefer using a light hand with both because you can get a bit too intense with them. Inception is not as purple as it looks in the pan, but it's still beautiful. It doesn't turn into that sort of taupey, vague, sort of purplish looking shade. It's just not as saturated. I also enjoyed this purple shade, although it turns a bit taupey on my eyes. Taupe? pronounce that, by the way? Well, you get it. That. The brown shades are very true to pan, same as the rosy tones. So yeah, just the problem shades for me are Delirium, which is a fallouty mess, and Lullaby, which turns a bit top on my eyes. So yeah, definitely I am going to keep this palette. I love it. I'd pay full price yet again for it with no regrets. I do recommend it. I actually plan on getting their second palette. The Blossom palette is a companion palette to this one. I've seen people say that they are quite similar, but I don't think they are. I think that the difference in tone is quite subtle, but it is there. Like this one has warmer pinks and colder browns with these purple pops of color, while the Blossom palette has warmer browns, colder pinks and purples, and those pops of duochromy blues, which I am all about the blue eyeshadow life. So yeah, this is it. This is my final review. 9 out of 10 would recommend. Go get it if you are into these sorts of tones for your skin tone. And you know, remember to love makeup and be critical of it at the same time. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe, eventually leave a comment if you're so inclined, and I'll hope I see you in the next video. Bye!